Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and today I'm showing how to make adorable snow babies. This is the second part. In case you have missed the first part of this video, I'll link it down below. So let's go ahead and get started. As you may remember, if you have watched the first part, I printed out the pictures of the snow babies by the Dept 56 company, which I liked. I made the faces out of polymer clay and I used the same mold for all the faces, changing the expression with a stack to make the faces as on the pictures. Then I baked and painted them. After that, I'm making wire frames for the babies, a loop to attach the face, arms and legs, and I'm using the pictures as a guide for all the sizes and proportions. I'm wrapping the finished frames in cotton wool and then twisting them with a thin thread. Then I'm hot gluing the faces to the frames. I have already explained in detail how to make the frames in the first video, so I will not dwell in detail here. I'll start with the baby holding a teddy bear. I'm giving the frame the desired shape by bending the arms as if he's holding something. Then I'm covering the frame with glue and attaching more cotton in thin layers, adding some volume. As often happens to me, I've forgotten about the hanging loop. I'm making the loop, tying it to the figurine and hiding the place of attachment under cotton. I'm covering the whole body with a thin layer of cotton and waiting for it to dry. After that, I'm applying the second layer. Here I am already trying to finalize the shape and to even out the surface. I'm also making hands and feet as I have already shown in the first video. I'm attaching small cotton balls to the legs and applying thin shreds of cotton on top to shape the feet. I'm attaching small balls on the knees to make them rounded. I'm attaching small cotton sausages to the hands. These will be the thumbs. And I'm wrapping thin shreds around the wrists to secure the thumbs. And I'm adding a little more volume to the figurine. And at the same time, I'm evening out the surface, which is usually wrinkled after the first layer has dried. I'm adding volume onto the butt, of course, to make it peachy. And I'm adding several thin layers of cotton, leaving them to dry in between the layers, till I like the shape. After that, I'll make a fur jumpsuit. I'm separating a thin, almost transparent layer of cotton, placing it onto a smooth surface to which cotton will not stick, smearing it with glue so that the entire layer is soaked through well, and I'm making tiny folds and wrinkles on the cotton with the sharp tip of a stack. Best is to make the small pieces of texturized cotton and to glue them onto the figurine immediately. The edges will not be visible afterwards, and making or removing smaller scale pieces is much more convenient. In order not to spoil the texture you have just made, be careful when removing the cotton from the surface. First separate the edges and then the middle, and then you can lift the piece. You can add more wrinkles or make them more detailed after you attach the piece to the ornament. By the way, I haven't said anything about the glue this time. In case this is your first time watching a video about cotton ornaments and you don't have any experience, I usually use cheap white glue, which is not sticky. You can also use homemade cornstarch glue. I have shown how to make it in the first part video. But as for the texturized cotton, I like how it works with white glue much better. After the jumpsuit is ready, I'm making the baby a forelock, according to the same principle, by making wrinkles on the cotton. Just the shape of the folds will be different, of course, resembling curls. And after I've made the forelock, I'm attaching a couple more pieces of fur cotton onto the head, making a hood for the baby. After drying, I'm painting the forelock using watercolor paints. I'm also making a teddy bear out of cotton. The shape here is very simple. A ball is the head, an oval is the body, 4 sausages are the arms and legs. The teddy bear is so small and you don't need to make it very detailed. After drying, I'll make a muzzle. 2 balls are the ears, and a bigger ball is actually the muzzle. After drying, I'm painting the bear brown. You can also make it texturized before painting. I'm making it a scarf out of red ribbon. And I'm drawing the eyes and the nose with a toothpick. All that is left is to give it to the baby. You can hot glue it to hold better if necessary. The second baby I'm going to make today is this one. He's decorating a Christmas tree and is holding 2 small Christmas ornaments in his hands. The shape here is really simple. You only need to bend the arms, slightly set aside one leg and lift his face as if he's looking up. I'm making a loop for hanging. Here you can attach it to the wire head loop on which the face had been hot glued. And I'm tying it with a thread to the body for extra security. After that, I'm coating the figurine with glue and applying the first layer of cotton. I'm waiting for it to dry well, and after that I'll begin shaping the body. I'm adding cotton balls onto the butt and the knees and covering them with a thin layer of cotton to make the right areas rounded. Another couple of balls go onto the legs to make the feet. I'm making the thumbs out of thin cotton sausages and attaching them to the hands. Here it is also important to position the hands correctly as if he's holding something. And after the base has dried, I'm covering it with a couple more thin layers to finally even out the surface and to make the desired shape. After that, I'll make the fur jumpsuit. By the way, it adds a fairly noticeable volume, so do not make the babies very plump or they will come out too fat after you attach the fur. I'm making a forelock out of cotton and I'm covering the head with a hood. After drying, I'm painting the forelock blonde using watercolors. I will make the ornaments that the boy is holding in his hands out of plastic pearls. First, I'm inserting jewelry pins into the pearls and painting the pearls red. I want to end up with bright ornaments, but I don't have any red pearls on hand. I'm using glass paint here, and you can use transparent nail polish for the same purpose. After drying, I'm attaching bead caps and bending the tips of the pins into loops to be able to hang the beads. I'm attaching a monofilament loop onto each bead. And finally, I'm giving the ornaments to the baby. You can glue them in some unnoticeable places so that the beads do not slip and get lost. Next, I'm going to make a couple of babies at once. Here I've had to try out connecting the figurines to each other for a while in order to correctly position the arms, especially for the girl. She is exposing her butt in such a funny way in the photo. Of course, I've started with the girl's butt as the most important part of her body. I'm attaching 2 balls of cotton and covering them with several thin layers on top, shaping the desired pose. Everything is much easier with the boy. He's just standing, no fancy posing, so here I've had no difficulties. After drying, I'm making the hands and the feet for the babies, as I have already shown, and I'm adding a little more volume, evening out the surface of the figurines. After drying, I'll connect the babies. I'm hot gluing them to each other, and the next complicated thing here is to attach the hanging loop correctly. Here you want to find the center of gravity so that the ornament hangs right, and I repositioned the loop several times until it hung as it should. I'm perfecting the shape, attaching several more thin layers of cotton to the figurines to make the poses look very vivid and natural looking. And finally, I'm making the jumpsuits out of texturized cotton. I'm making a forelock for the girl, like on the other babies, and the boy will be wearing a hat, so I'm making him a full head of curls. After drying, I'm painting the hair blonde with watercolors. Here I've used several shades of beige and brown to make the hair look natural. I'm knitting the boy a hat out of vintage red yarn. You can also make it out of some knitwear, or a simpler option is to make it out of cotton as well and paint it. I'm making a big pom-pom. And I'm dressing up the boy. You want to thread the hanging loop through the hat here. And the last baby for today is a figure skater. She probably has the most difficult pose, as she is making a spiral on skates, and you want to tilt her, lift one leg and bend it slightly, lift her face too, and position her arms wide apart. I'm tying a loop. Here you need to find the right center of gravity, just like for the couple, so that the ornament hangs straight, and I'm covering it with a base layer of cotton. After drying, I begin shaping. I'm adding volume to the butt and the knees, making the feet and the hands. Do not forget that the raised leg should have a pointed toe, because when you pull the leg back, you also stretch back the toe. thinking for a long time about how to make the skates. In the end, I've decided to do the following. I'm cutting the blades out of thin cardboard. The shape is very simple, an arc and 2 supports. After that, I'm smearing the blades on both sides with gel polish and drying them in a UV lamp. Next, I'm rubbing a mirror nail rub into the blades. They really look like metal ones now. To fix the rub, I'm applying a second layer of gel polish and drying it again in the lamp. The blades turn out really firm and shiny. I'm making small cuts for the blade supports in the soles. Adding a drop of super glue into each cut and inserting the blades there. And after the skates are ready, I'll finish shaping the figurine by making a fur jumpsuit. By the way, I haven't told you before, you can layer this texture. If you have made a jumpsuit and after that you do not like the shape, for example, the butt is not rounded enough or the elbow doesn't look right, you can attach another layer of textured cotton on top and the edges won't be visible after drying. The girl will be wearing a hood and a forelock, like most of the figurines. After drying, I'm painting the hair. And I'm knitting a bright red scarf for the baby. You can also cut it out of some knitwear, tie a ribbon, or make it out of cotton and paint red. To make the scarf not neat and not too big, I'm making the scarf shorter than needed and I'm just imitating the knot by tying it with a matching thread. And here we go! The babies are lovely. They are quite minimalistic and there are only 2 colors and almost no complicated tiny details, but at the same time they are so vivid because of their poses. For me, it is much easier to make such ornaments when I have a photo as a guide, because in order for the pose to come out realistic, you need to keep up with the proportions, position the arms and the legs correctly and so on, and when you have a photo, all the sizes, the shapes and the pose is right there and recreating it is much easier. The ornaments are adorable and I think such a Christmas snow baby packed in a beautiful box can be a wonderful Christmas gift for your family members or friends. Well, I know many of you love my Christmas cotton ornaments and I want to remind you that I have a whole playlist all about cotton ornaments. I'll link this playlist down below in case you haven't seen my other videos about this. Thanks for being here and we'll see you in my next one. Bye!